This was never meant to look like a Spider-Man show, and that's exactly why it might be the most interesting one ever made. These new images from Spider-Man Noir series reveal something very novel. This isn't a superhero story for kids. This is a 1930 crime drama. The hero isn't called Spider-Man, he's just called the Spider, and once you understand why the entire tone of this series starts to make sense. The show is officially set in 1930s and the 40s, and it will be released in two versions, black and white, and full color. That already tells the creative direction is very intentional. This isn't Marvel trying to make another friendly neighbor hero. This is leaning hard into noir detective and psychological drama. But here's where things get really interesting. This version of Spider-Man Noir is not Peter Parker, it's Ben Reilly, and if you know the comics, that changes everything. Ben Reilly is Peter Parker's clone, a man who looks like Peter, sounds like Peter, but isn't Peter. Someone who has always struggled with identity, purpose, and feeling like a copy of someone else's life. Now place the character into a dark, gritty 1930s city, and listen to how the creators describe him. A spider trying to cosplay as human. That description is insane, and they might be the key to what this show is really about. Because this might be the first live-action Spider-Man story where the character doesn't feel like a person with power, but a creature trying to blend into society. Not someone who lives in the city, someone who hunts in it, less superhero, more predator, less joke, more silence, less friendly neighbor, more urban myth. And the fact that he's not even referring to a Spider-Man in the show, only the spider suggests this may be the story about identity, breaking down rather than forming, a man slowly losing the line between human and something else, almost like a psychological descent, something closer to the flight than a traditional Marvel series. And then there's the creative team behind this. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the minds behind Spider-Verse movies, are also involved in this project. That doesn't confirm a direction connection, but it does suggest the series may share the same experimental storytelling DNA that made the Spider-Verse so unique. Stylish, different, bold. And if these images are anything to go by, the visual styles alone is going to be insane. The lighting, the shadows, the costume. This looks less like a superhero show and more like in prestige crime television with comic books. Honestly, this shoots look like a wallpaper material. This doesn't feel like Marvel trying to be safe. This feels like Marvel letting creators do something weird. And that's exactly why this series could end up being something special.